Good morning, everybody. The welcome remarks has already been done, but I mostly want to welcome my and my other colleagues. As I've already said, my name is Steenkamp. My research title is Assessing the Effects of the Wildlife Hunting Ban on the Lives of the CBNRM Dependent Community of Khwai Village. My supervisor is Matibes. Introduction. The government of Botswana, through the Department of Wildlife and National Parks, with funding from United States Aid for International Development, embarked on the Botswana Natural Resource Management Program in 1989 to pursue improved conservation of natural resources, which focus mainly in the control hunting areas charged within the wildlife management area. This initiative marked the commencement of the Botswana Community-Based Natural Resources Management Program. The program emphasized community involvement in natural resources management due to a number of reasons. The objectives of CBNRM: to empower communities to sustainably utilize natural resources in their areas, to enhance economic and social development in rural areas. The third objective: to assist communities in understanding that those resources are dwelling and efforts must be made to conserve them. Introduction. Through the Wildlife Conservation Policy of 1986, land in wildlife areas was subdivided into land zones known as controlled hunting areas, while the Tourism Policy of 1990 allows local communities to participate in community-based tourism projects. CBNRM links natural resources to rural employment. The ultimate aim is an improvement of the living conditions of the people residing with the natural resources, to the point that they see the value of conserving their environment for future generations. Before the hunting ban, there were increased indirect benefits offered to communities by JVP, joint venture partners, as they generated large amounts of income from safari hunting. The added income from JVPs through safari hunting cascade to participating communities as greater employment, monetary benefits, education, training opportunities associated with CBNRM, as well as access to large markets for local products. Most of the people employed in the tourism industry by the communities, the JVPs, were under unskilled categories such as cleaning, cooking, storekeeping, and guides, with the majority of those employment in the hunting business. The communities also benefit from meat from safari hunting. This may mean that the majority of the households have a share in the meat that comes from safari hunting. Safari hunters take trophies and fillets, while the rest of the carcass is given to the villagers, the CBO. In terms of creation, part of the funds from safari hunting have been used to construct buildings in their area. The government of Botswana placed a ban on hunting throughout the country in 2013. For community control hunting areas adjacent to protected areas, in this ban affected 2 years prior to the 2013 nationwide ban, and this included the chance under the administration of the Khwai community located between Moremi Game Reserve and the Chobe National Park. The chars are NG 18 and 19 respectively, and the community entity or trust managing those areas in the Khwai Development Trust. The introduction of the ban is purported to have resulted in reduction in benefits received by the community from the natural resources used in this area, and these benefits include direct income received by the KDT from the joint venture partner. They have entered into an agreement with loss or reduction in employment opportunities and other direct and indirect benefits, which include sale of craft to tourism hunters. This loss in benefits could have resulted in the reduction in numbers of tourists coming to the areas, as most of them came solely for trophy hunting, and therefore curtail in this activity, which has resulted in reduce number and therefore reduce income. The objectives of my title. Determine whether there has been changes on the benefits that accrue to the community before hunting ban. That is to determine whether there has been a change in employment level as a result of the hunting ban. The third objective, to determine whether the overall annual income to the communities has changed after the ban. And my last objective, to determine whether there has been a change in the individual income due to hunting ban. My justification, rural communities are largely dependent on natural resources for their livelihoods, and natural resources conservation should provide a lifeline for most households. Therefore, good natural resources conservation approaches ought to increase livelihood sources for communities. A study of this nature will assist in expediting whether the action taken by government has indeed had negative impacts on community in terms of livelihood sources. The result of this study will therefore be of a benefit to policy decision makers, as the result could indicate whether the decision that was taken on putting off the hunting ban in place was detrimental to rural livelihoods, which the government aims at improving through all its actions. My third area, Khwai Development Trust, was established in 1994 in Khwal, which manages NG 18 and 19. The main source of livelihood for the community is utilization of natural resources through tourism activities, since there is no agriculture in the area and crop production in the area due to prevalence of livestock, which is a menace to crops, and the area is a livestock-free zone. Other community members in the area earn a living through sale-craft to tourists who come to the area, whilst others employed elsewhere in the area, such as marine. The Khwai line with the Okavango-Dalaram site, which is situated in the northwestern part of Botswana in the Ngamiland district. The site encompasses the Okavango Delta, Todilo Hills, the Pando Linyanti River system, and Lake Ngani. Animals found in the region, in the area, you can find that the big size and dependent water animals. The Water Conservation Literature Review. The Wildlife Conservation Policy of 1988 advocated for direct, tangible, and direct benefits from the wildlife resources by the local community and Botswana at large. The primary objective of the policy was that people should get benefit and be involved in decision-making process in the managing and conservation of wildlife resources. The Tourism Policy of 1996 is another instrument established by the government of Botswana in an effort to open up ways for the local communities to get involved in the tourism enterprise. The policy is therefore one of the dominant instruments that complement the concept of CBNRM in Botswana. Communities are given user rights over wildlife reserves charged by the land board procedures. As a result, communities choose what to do with such wild animals. For example, most of the communities sell their quota to safari companies. Some of the small game empires are handled by the communities for subsistence purpose. The wildlife quota system began in 1990s upon the adoption of the CBNRM program in Botswana. My method. Data-based research will be collected from households of Khwai village and key informants. Key informants will be comprised of extension officers from government and non-governmental organizations at district level who work closely with the KDT. This includes data on income generated from activities related to CBNRM activities, either direct or indirectly. Such information will be gathered through questionnaires for both target groups and will entail collection of both qualitative and quantitative data. Method continue. A total of 30 households will be selected for interviews in Khwai. What will be treated as a satram, and within each satram an equal number of households will be selected using simple random sampling to make up the total households to be interviewed. If, however, it is realized that the village has a single ward with a homogeneous population, simple random sample will be used to select the 30 households to be interviewed. Random sampling will ensure that there is equal chance for both female and male households selection for interview. Key informants will comprise of extension officers from government and non-governmental organizations at the national and district level, one representative from the NGOs involved in CBNRM in the village, and one government extension officer from each department actively involved in facilitation of CBNRM at village level will be selected for the interview. The CBO project manager will also be interviewed as a key informant. Collected household data will be aggregated into type and proportion of response to the identified important parameters as indicated in the survey instrument will then be calculated for 2 years prior to the hunting ban and 2 years after the hunting ban. Then analysis on this will undertake. Secondary data will be collected from the files of the KDT and other identified sources. The collected secondary data could include general information on the CBNRM in Botswana as well as specific information on the KDT and NG 18 and 19. Specific information on the research area could include annual wildlife hunting quotas given to KDT over the period under investigation, revenues and benefits received or generated by the project, and KDT general reports and reports from the trust office and other stakeholders. However, suitable statistical analysis tool data or data analysis package will be used for further data analysis depending on the data collected and the data collection tools or instrumented use. Thank you. That's the end of my presentation.